Hi, my name is Richard Sears and I am a piano student here in Greensboro with Dr. Thomas Swenson. I'm going to address the question, what have been the biggest joys and frustrations in learning to play the piano? So I'm just literally speaking as it comes to me. I haven't scripted this. So first of all, let's talk about the joys. I think perhaps the biggest joy is the opportunity to associate with other pianists who are perhaps rather better than me, but not so much better that I feel silly trying to play in front of them. In fact, I find the experience of playing in front of them extremely rewarding and encouraging, and it's something I really want to do. So that is probably the biggest joy, is I get to express to some extent the love of music that's inside me, that's been really held back all these years by a conversation inside me, which is an expression of my character, and that is to say that I'm never going to be good enough, whatever that might be, and that conversation is always there. So, having said that, I would have to admit that as a character, I am something of an Eeyore, and so I find there's not much joy in the world of learning and practicing. There are sometimes, I suppose, triumphs, or certainly the experience of being able to play a piece that otherwise seemed to be beyond me or unattainable, or that I would just fumble around with and become very frustrated. So yes, that's the biggest joy, is the opportunity to play the piano as well as I can with other people and enjoy them playing too. It's a community love of music, and I now get to actually express that rather than sit in my house listening to music on my own, enjoying it, but wishing I was sharing that experience with somebody else. As regards frustrations, I think that there's an expression, you can't teach old dogs new tricks, and there's some truth in that. Clearly, if you persist, you can learn new tricks, but it really does take effort. In fact, looking at one of the previous questions, if a friend asked you about taking piano lessons as an adult, what would you tell them? I would say be very sure that you absolutely want it, otherwise you will not stick with it. So, frustrations. I'm getting older, and I'm beginning to sense that I'm approaching a crossing between deteriorating abilities, mental and physical, and increasing abilities at the keyboard due to learning and practice. I suppose the biggest frustration is that it takes so long. I used to practice a great deal more than I do these days, and I found that the problem was that I was experiencing, shoulder pain and all sorts of other pains. And of course, part of that is posture, but I think the biggest part is simply that when you're practicing hard, you just sort of go unconscious about what's going on with the body. And as an older person, body doesn't like that very much, to be perfectly honest with you. So yeah, the frustrations are really that it's just, frankly, a very long and maybe overly challenging path. There's too many issues to deal with, and sometimes I find I lose my perspective and have to really have a good talk with myself about it, and get myself sorted out, because yes, I do really want this. Thank you very much.